She went to Preston. Go to Preston. Okay. Nice person. That's what I asked about.
The Village of Lincoln Heights regular council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, October 25th. The time is now
7:33.
7:33. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Present.
Councilman Durant Daniels.
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
We have 7 who are present. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Councilwoman Tanya Key will be doing the prayer.
Thank you, Mayor. Father God, we just thank you. Just for another day that you've allowed us to see and be here. We thank you, God, for your tender mercies that you've shown upon us. God, we ask you to be with our residents who have lost loved ones. During these last few months, it's been a tumultuous time in our village for loss. We ask you to be with their families, comfort them in their mourning on today. We ask you, Lord God, to be with us as we do the business of the Village of Lincoln Heights today. We ask you to give us wisdom. We ask you to give us unmerited favor. We ask anything that is not beneficial for the community or beneficial for our work, that you allow it to be silent on today. Lord God, we ask you to be with us, give us the wherewithal to do what's right for the village and for the residents of the Village of Lincoln Heights. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
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 Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion in order for acceptance of the agenda.
I move to accept the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion order for filing of the journal for Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from October 12th, along with the regular council meeting minutes from October 12th, 2021, with the necessary corrections if needed.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Announcements. Councilman Daniels?
Just like to congratulate our Lincoln Heights Tigers for winning another year, for going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. So I want to congratulate our young people for bringing that back home again.
Any other announcements?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Councilwoman Childs Jeter?
No announcements at this time,
Okay.
except for the polls will be open on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, please vote.
Thank you. Councilwoman Baber?
No announcements at this time.
Okay. Councilwoman Tanya Key?
Just want to announce the next economic development meeting will be held on Monday, November 1st. It will be a joint session with the Planning Commission.
Thank you. Time?
I'm sorry, 6:30 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Vice Mayor Stinson?
Sure, I have an announcement. October 31st, 2021, from 4 to 7, the Village Hall, and we will be sponsoring a trunk or treat here at Village Hall and Serenity Park from 4 to 7, according to the robocall.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Mitchell?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Village Manager Paldrew?
add to the announcement that Vice Mayor Stinson made, but that the trunk or treat is in partnership with the sheriffs, LHOI, and St. Monica's.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Well, I have a big announcement to make today regarding the Sorter Transit Infrastructure Fund. The Village of Lincoln Heights has been awarded part of that for $656,500 from the Sorter Transit Infrastructure Fund. And I wanted to share that with council and our residents to let them know what streets are going to be included. It's for the remaining reconstruction of Leggett Street along with Wabash, including making pedestrian-related improvements near Metro Route 78. So as you all know, the Transit Infrastructure Fund was created as a result of the successful passage of Issue 7 in May of 2020. And so the levy authorizes 25% of the 0.8 Sorter receives from the Hamilton County sales tax revenue to be used for transit-related infrastructure improvements within metro services areas in Hamilton County. So we're very excited that out of the communities, Sycamore Township, Springfield Township, Green Hills, Sharonville, City of Cincinnati, Coleraine Township, and Gulf Manor, Lincoln Heights was also awarded in those numbers. It was approximately $30 million is collected by the fund annually, and notably among the 30 projects is funding for Western Hills Viaduct, which they will receive $205 million from the fund over the next 25 years. And so the municipalities that I mentioned, they are the other projects that are going to be going on across Hamilton County. So I'm very excited that we're going to be able to complete the remaining part of Leggett along with Wabash, but do know that the village has other street projects coming as well. So I'm very excited about that. And this took place actually on October 22nd. They did a release regarding the community. So that's great news for the Village of Lincoln Heights. And once again, we're moving forward with positive results. Yes, Ms. Childs Jeter?
Madam Mayor, is this a 2022 project?
Yes, yes, ma'am, it is. Okay. Yes, Vice Mayor?
Will those funds cover the entire project, or will we have to put anything with it?
It should cover all of that. I want to make sure I'm correct. You want to elaborate on it, Ms. Paltrow?
Those funds are in addition to the existing funds that we're receiving now from OPWC. So it's over $1 million project.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, I'm looking at the funds are, what we're getting from Ohio Public Works Commission to OPWC is $367,500. So if you put those together, it is over $1 million that's going to go toward our streets. So we're excited. And so like I was saying, the funds are going to be used to complete the road improvements along with the Wabash from Adams Street to Prairie Avenue and Leggett Street from Douglas Street to Dixie Avenue. Okay. All right, so that's great news. So that's the only announcement I have. Anyone? Okay, all right. So we're gonna move on to hearing from the residents. So first on our list is Mr. Kevin H. Longino to discuss the parking on Jackson Street at the stop signs.
First, I want to say thank you to the Honorable Mayor Monfrey and Council, I'll start here, Councilman Daniels, Councilwoman Jeter, Councilwoman Baber, Key, and excuse me, Vice Mayor, I should have said something to you, and Mayor Mitchell, and also Powell, Drill, and Pope. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me. The mayor just mentioned something about that street rehab. I put those sidewalks in right there at that bus stop at Jackson and Leggett. When I first came up here 25 years ago, there was dirt up there. So I've been trying to preserve them by putting those yellow things there on the side so people can't pull up and park because they were always parking up there, cracking up those sidewalks, and I've had to repair them. So maybe that might be part of some of that project there. But the reason for me coming here to speak today, it's about the parking situation. We're at the stop sign at Jackson and Leggett. My concern is the situation, and I'm not here to alienate myself from the police department, by no means. I haven't even opened up, so I'm not trying to alienate myself from the police or the sheriff. And actually, the sheriff had a level of understanding for the situation that I'm talking about.
Can you come up just a little close? There you go.
Oh, I'm sort of short there.
There
Pull
you
it
go.
down.
Thank you.
The sheriff had a level of understanding for the situation I'm here talking about. So I'm not here trying to alienate myself from the police or anything. They were just doing their job. But my concern is that the village is not even maybe a square mile in size. And there's an ordinance in the state of Ohio that it's a parking near stop sign ordinance. And it states something to the effect that if there's a flashing light at the middle intersection, then 30 feet from that flashing light. If there's a flashing sign near the intersection, 30 feet from that. And then if there's a stop sign, it says that 30 feet from that. Well, all over the village, there's stop signs, almost every intersection, all down Leggett, all up and down, all over. So if the village itself is not even a square mile, the stop signs and that ordinance takes 30 feet away from every street, and on Jackson and Leggett, all those streets, it takes it from both ends. At that location where I am, the stop sign is about 15 feet from the tangent of the curve, or the radius of the curve, what I mean by the intersection. If the village had those flashing lights at the intersection, which I'm not trying to get the village to do that because that's an expense. So I'm not trying to say that. But if you look all over the village, even right here, even at where Miss Jeter lives, although she lives near a school, so that has a lot to do with it. It takes up maybe 30 feet from Adams to Leggett, going down Adams, because you can't park on Leggett anyway. So my point is that all these stop signs is closing the village in. And the confrontation that I had with the sheriff, and I'm doing commercials to invite people into the village, then I'm gonna invite confrontation that's unnecessary, that I think a person shouldn't have a 50-50 chance with the sheriff. Like, they should feel lucky that they walk away from the sheriff because of some parking situation. I have a parking lot on Leggett. I'm not asking really for any special treatment because the parking signs are all up and down, all in Lincoln Heights. So it's closing us in. Like at this corner here, the stop signs are almost right at the radius of the tangent. Up there where I am, again, the stop sign is about 15 feet from the radius of the tangent. So that's 42 feet that's just there that you can't park in, 42 feet. That's a lot of land that's gonna cause confrontation with the sheriffs. Unnecessary confrontation. I don't know if that's, I'm not saying that's something just to feed the village or to get tickets, I'm not saying that. But if I'm gonna have commercials, which I am, I have to spend a lot of money on the commercials, asking people to come to the pizza shop. And if somebody comes in just to drive in and get out right across from the door of the pizza shop, they're gonna have confrontation with the sheriffs. I can't even park my vehicle, which I'm glad this happened to me, because I'd rather it happen to me than people that I'm going to invite into the village. When I say do these commercials, come in and patronize my pizza shop. I'm calling this the Village of Lincoln Heights Pizzeria. It just so happened that these initials is the same as my name, Longino. My middle name is Hugh. So LH Pizzeria. So I'm embracing the village, and hopefully I can hire someone in the village so that we can have a real good pizzeria. But I don't want people to have confrontation unnecessarily with the sheriff. Think about it. We're closing the village in. Every street, the stop sign is at a different location from the radius or the intersection of the streets.
Okay.
Mine is 42 feet or more. I tape measured it.
Okay.
That's a lot of space.
So, Mr. Longino, what I'm going to recommend is, I know the stop signs, we are having discussions even on when it comes to the height of our stop signs as well. And so I'm sure the law committee is looking at that along with our safety chair. So I would like to have you, invite you to come to either one of their meetings, and that can be part of their discussion, so you'll know what they're talking about. But stop signs is one of the things that we just recently talked about at last week's safety meeting.
Oh, and also in the ordinance, the state ordinance, it says that the administrators of the municipality has the right to mark or change where these locations are to indicate this buffer zone. And at Jackson, they have a sign. They don't have a sign anywhere else. Don't park 30 feet from this stop sign. That's 42 feet. The safety factor for me coming out of the building, not alone, some of you and your relatives can't even park in front of their home.
Okay.
So that's why I'm here.
All
To,
right.
so the village could maybe reconsider that being a violation.
Right, that's why I was letting you know, recommending you to come and have those same we're gonna take what you told us, but they're gonna talk about it in law and in safety. So, they will be meeting, the first part of the month. Law is the first Monday, in November. And I'm sure Councilman Daniels will welcome that conversation in his meeting along with Ms. Charles Jeter, which meets the third Monday of the month. So I just wanted to let you know that discussion is going on right now, and we want to invite you to both of those meetings.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for your
You're
time.
so welcome. Thank you.
sir.
Okay. All right, our next hearing from the resident is from Mr. Gary Brown to discuss his organization, 15 Kings.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
Once again, we come to introduce ourselves. This is the president.
How y'all doing? My name is Larry Brown, president of 15 Kings.
This is
Part
the vice.
owner,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
part owner of 15 Kings. and
Can you
Things Store.
come up just a little closer, she can get for the minutes.
Larry Brown.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
If I started rapping, would y'all be mad?
We won't.
Larry Brown, president of 15 Kings and part owner of 15 Kings and Things, the store on Van Buren, formerly known as Fancy's.
Okay.
Lamar Smith, Vice President of 15 Kings and Things. Manager, part manager of 15 Kings and Things.
Okay.
Von Brown. I'm the sergeant at arms for the 15 Kings.
Tremel Jones, I'm part owner of the 15 Kings and Things and road captain of 15 Things. 15 Kings.
Okay.
These three guys, it's the guys that's involved in the store, these three here. Just to update, it's a meeting November the 4th, I think it is, with the tax lady and owner. I guess she's gonna invite Larry here just to figure out what's going on with that. We also, like we said, when we kind of do things in the community, we're having a candidate meet and greet night, which is here. We can pass it around y'all, when y'all get ready. Whoever, I guess the candidate want to attend can or not. And we're gonna meet y'all, greet y'all.
Mr.
Mayor,
Brown,
you
when
definitely
is it?
It's October the 30th, which is a Saturday from 3 to 4:30. And also inviting you, because I heard you're not having to run this year, but you're invited.
I don't. That's a good thing. I get to
Yep.
watch. But you do know.
Whoever else ain't running, but
Yeah. Well, everybody except for me and Miss Baber.
Okay, Ms. Baber,
But,
you're invited too.
So it's called Meet the Candidate?
Yes. Can I give you this, or can I pass it around so you can give it to you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, why not?
St. Monica's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You ain't allowed to pass that thing, man. That's what it's right there for.
Thank you.
I'll make some.
Okay, all right. So if it's okay, I read some of this. So it's meet and greet with the candidates of the Village of Lincoln Heights and the candidates of Princeton School Board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're still trying to contact them, as far as y'all, I think, as Ms. Mitchell talked to Ms. Jeter, and I kind of, I'm friends with Tanya's brother, so I kind of was going through him to tell Tanya what was going on. But other than that, I talked to other candidates.
Okay. Anything I want to?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Brown. Unfortunately, I have a funeral on Saturday, followed with the evening engagement. So I won't be able to attend, but great. And I also invite you guys to become actively involved in the Village of Lincoln Heights Get Out to Vote.
Definitely. We also want to participate in the Trump retreat thing. I talked to Ms. Stinson about it. I guess, you know what I'm saying, we didn't get involved in time, but we are also going to have something at our store as far as that too, so we're going to be involved in the kids singing, so on and so on. That's it. We just want to introduce ourselves and bring the guys up here. Y'all know we working for the community and the community.
Vice Mayor has something she wants to say.
I want to thank you all for continuing to come up to the meetings, every meeting, not just the council meeting, but the committee meetings, and ask, what can you do? What do we need to do? Because so many times people come into the village and they do things the wrong way, but you all have come down to every meeting and you ask them, what do we need to do? And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Madam Mayor.
We may
Yes,
not have
ma'am,
all
Miss-
the answers, though.
Yes, Ms.
As the
Key.
Chair of Economic Development, I would like to invite you to come to our economic development meetings as well. I believe, Mr. Brown, you mentioned that at the last time when you came. We want you to see the work that we're doing, and that will give you an idea of how you play a role in that work. I appreciate the fact that you are meeting with our tax administrator. We want any business who is doing business in the village to do business properly. And I know some of your faces, so you know exactly who I am and what I mean when I say do your business properly. So we appreciate you for making those steps to do so. And I believe if you plug into the work that's being done, that will help you on your road to success.
I want to invite you to come to all of them, actually. We need a lot of help. We need our residents, and if y'all can get the word out to get our residents to come be a part of working on our boards and commissions, that's something that we're looking at doing a workshop down in the next month. But we want residents that are willing to work. We identify that we not just need a name on a piece of paper, but we need them to work in order to help the village move forward, because it's only seven of us around here, and we can only do so much. But we want to thank all of you, all 5 of you, for coming out this afternoon and to stay. I know some of you may want to leave, but you're welcome to stay. I will say that part. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having us.
You're welcome. Oh,
My partner got something to say.
come on, partner.
I ain't really shy, but I want to thank y'all too for having us. A lot of things. I want to thank y'all for having us too, because a lot of speculations, a lot of things that go on in our neighborhood that put a burden on us as well as y'all down here, because with the guys coming back around, hanging back around, the young teens again, which is patronizing us, but it make it look bad to a lot of the community when other folks ride up. We try to do our best to keep them at least across the street, not directly in front of the store, but of course that you're going to catch them actions because people are coming back. So a lot of people, we tried this on the wall probably about early this year, we tried it on the wall. We just wanted to bring something back to the community. And that was just like free fun, like we just gave out food and did stuff. It came a problem right there on Adams, so we had to move from right there. Our next discussion was when we got into the bike thing was what we gonna do next, y'all. We need to find something for our community. We need to find something to get going for the folks that's out here. It's 3 different characters, 3 different personalities right here, And if we can come together like that, I'm sure we can bring a lot of people more together. We got Mexicans coming down there now. We don't want the police pulling over the Mexicans. A white girl came over there that goes to school with the lady that cooks in the kitchen with us. And as soon as she leave there, she get pulled over. First words come out the officer's mouth. It's because she's white. Why is that a problem? Right here in our organization, within the next probably month or so, that you will see Mexicans and whites like congregating right there with us as a community. Right. Not out there on the curve on the sidewalk, but we have a big old parking lot. And it might be times where you see folks like that, and just to bring it together, because it's ridiculous how people think and how we create each other right now. The image that we give off to people and just us, period. It ain't just black folks. The white people, when they come around, they gonna look at you different. You know what I mean? When the black people. So we're trying to bring it back together, and we getting our stuff together, like you're saying. We dotting our T's and our I's, and took a few things to get our paperwork and stuff together, but we getting all that situated. We got most of it together, so we coming to help the community, not to take from it. So hopefully everyone see that, and we can keep on going. That's all.
Just give us a chance. We're trying to bring the community back together, which it hasn't been in a long time.
Yeah, the people, we keep hearing stuff about people complaining about the people being outside, but the people that's outside is the blood of the community. This is the life. Lincoln Heights was a real big, thriving community all my life. It's fun to come out here, fun to hang around, fun to be. I know it might look bad to some people because you see a bunch of black guys standing around, but they don't have nothing else to do. We don't have no basketball. We don't have no athletic. We don't have nothing else for these guys to do. So for them to even come around and stand around here, that's the time that they get to be with each other outside of being in somebody's house, which everybody, parents don't want kids cooped up in their house.
It's older folks that's coming back to Lincoln Heights right now as we speak, because we here.
Yeah.
Coming back just to see how it's going. When we had the things on Allen, you'd be amazed how many people you probably ain't saw since you was in school that don't even come up here because of certain situations. But now they able to come back up here and reunite with us and happy about it. Like, even our bike things. Lincoln Heights one of the first time we had a bike club. That's actually in. We MCs, like really in the door. You know what I mean? Like it's the first for and it's a first for everything. So hopefully it don't be as much negativity up there on that street with our help. So not just with the police, with the community help. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to necessarily use the police to help our community. You know what I mean? All that enforcement, we can help it ourselves. That's what I'm saying.
Not only that, I know us 3 for a fact. We done all bumped our heads. What we trying to do, we took us a couple minutes to learn, we hard-headed. What we trying to do is keep these young kids from bumping their heads like we had to bump our heads. We trying to get them tutelage, like something that we probably didn't get enough of.
Okay.
But we change, everybody changes, and that's what we trying to get them to see. It ain't like it used to be. There's no future in none of that dumb stuff that's being done. We trying to keep them from doing that.
Okay.
Also, we all are business owners. Not only do we got the store, we working with the store. Like I own my own not carpentry, contracting company. My brother's what is it? Telecommunications company.
I do floor and tile.
He do.
My wife has a hair salon, well, we have a hair salon, and I own my own small construction company.
So we all are business owners and came together with this thing, kind of put some of that stuff to the side to do this. But with that being said, if we can get things going with the community and everything, we want to be able to teach life skills. We want to be able to teach trades. We want to be able to provide jobs for people because we can do it. It just got to be in the right place. So this is a small step to a big thing.
Okay, well, thank you, and I wrote down everybody's name, and I didn't want to say the Browns 3 times, but I want to thank Gary Brown, Larry Brown, Lamar Smith, Bob Brown, and Tramiel Jones. Did I get it right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, thank you, and we appreciate you coming out. What? Vaughn? Oh, let me get that right.
On what these gentlemen are saying, I know it may be out of form, but
Where your jacket?
2
minutes.
That's a fine.
I just want to piggyback on what these gentlemen are saying because that's what I've done. I retired, and I don't have to be out here trying to do this restaurant, but I want to. Just like these gentlemen are saying, they want to make a difference in the village. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm a retired 30-year municipality worker at MSD, 10-year Marine Corps, National Guards. I want to contribute and help the village. I tutored at Euler for 15, 20 years, math and science. I want to give it back here, just like what these gentlemen are talking about. They had their own stuff, and they coming back here, and they right up near me. Actually, I just didn't realize it. So I'm going to join with these gentlemen, and we're going to embrace the village and try to do the same things together. So I like what these gentlemen are talking about, and I just want to piggyback on what they're talking about. That's all. Sorry, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lugino, and we want to thank you guys as well. We're going to move on, though.
Okay.
But y'all welcome to come back. Okay, we're going to go on to the regular agenda.
Mayor, may I say something?
Yes, Ms. Pope?
The Brown family, the meeting is November the 4th with myself and Miss Peterson. She just walked out the door. But we only need like the one somebody. We don't need the whole group to come. Yes.
Okay.
I have on my phone, I have 12, but I think it's actually at 1. I usually put something an hour ahead. But if you if you call down, call her tomorrow and she'll give you the exact time.
Is it possible that it could be 2?
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I gotta move on, y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Regular agenda, communications from the Clerk of Council, Lisa Randolph.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay. I don't have anything. Well, I did have Mayor's Court, but I don't see my Mayor's Court thing. I got another copy. All right, I have the monthly report for the September Mayor's Court. Total to the state, $337.50. Total area fines to external agencies, 0. Total to other entities, including restitution, $13.50. Total bonds forfeited to the village, 0. Total to the village, including miscellaneous receipts, adjustments, and BA fees, $2,246.34. Total to be dispersed, $2,597.34. This is the September 2021 Monthly Distribution Journal. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like it's starting to get a little thin.
Yeah. I said the same thing.
That's all right. Thanksgiving coming up. We'll pump it back up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if there's nothing further, there's a motion to accept the report.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Communication from the village manager, Joyce Paldro.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to highlight certain things that are under our pillars. Friday, the Cincinnati Reds and P&G are coming to do a site visit in the village of Lincoln Heights. And in preparation to potentially make an investment into the village of Lincoln Heights of the 2022 Reds Community Fund. On November 2nd and 3rd, we'll have our final interviews for the 2 vendors for the Wi-Fi. Bid packages are being developed or soon to be developed for Memorial Field. I think that's a conversation that we need to have, or discussion with Mr. Desai regarding the final, what we're going to spend the additional dollars on for Memorial Field. According to the resolution in Section 2 of the resolution, my understanding is that is delegated to the assistant village manager at the time when the resolution was made. I think there's further conversation that needs to be determined by Mr. Desai. Under safety, as I spoken at a safety committee meeting, I'm working with the, Mr. Desai and I are working with the Hamilton County Sheriff to review that contract. We talked about an opportunity to negotiate that contract with hopefully getting a savings with the COPS grant, and we're working to continue that conversation. Under village operation, we've recommended the first reading for the transfer of our banking relationship to First Financial Bank. In terms of the open positions we have made an offer to one individual, and I believe the start date is November 9th. And that's all I have, unless, and Mr. Desai, you can share more about Memorial Field, or if there's any other questions that you might have for me.
Any questions for Ms. Paldro regarding her report?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when do we expect to have the Public Works Department fully operational?
We're still continuing our interviews. We actually had rescheduled for last week. I know you guys have been hearing that people are not taking positions, but we're going back to reassess and review some applications that we already have to potentially interview those individuals, and may even put out another request on Indeed. But we definitely have thinking through our Plan B. I am very confident that we have Chris Williams on board, that we will be in good standing for whatever conditions that may arise in the village.
Ms. Paldro, Ms. Paldro, I did want to mention, I know in the previous finance meeting, we talked about possibly hiring seasonal workers in between the hiring. How is that looking? Are you considering that as part of your Plan B?
What I have asked is the Director of Public Works is to review that and make an assessment and report back to me on that.
Okay. All right. Yes, Ms. Jeter?
Yes, I think I need to go to the Vice Mayor first. I was not at the meeting, of course, and thank you for chairing that meeting. Was there anything discussed about the event coming up on Saturday with partnering with LHOI and the sheriffs and other people? Okay. So you knew about it because you are actively involved. So I'm thank you. That's all I wanted to know, because I didn't know anything about it.
Yep,
I didn't know all the key players to it. And by it being safety safety needs that information. So that again, when the public call me and they say something about who's participating, I don't know. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Yes, Ms. Mitchell?
I noticed that under the stakeholder relationships, I'd just like to say that I think that we need to, and maybe this is something that the Economic Development Committee can look into with the manager. We had, I guess, a luncheon. I think that we have to look at our Lincoln Heights businesses as our stakeholders as well. So we need to begin to do something to embrace them, to let them know what we're doing with these other stakeholders so that they see our progress. So I just like to put that out there. I think that that's important, that we list them as our stakeholders and approach them with what we're doing and how we can help them and how they can help us. And that kind of goes back to that. I think at one time we were trying to do a chamber or some type of business organization for our businesses.
Absolutely, I agree. I do know that we have talked about having another business luncheon, but actually just trying to talk to, like we recently had met with Mr. Alvarez, looking to see if doing something like that again on site at his facility. So we recently met with him about 3-4 weeks ago. So it is in the works for us to reach out and have an avenue. We're just wanting to get with him again and talk about what it's going to look like. I know the previous business luncheon that we had 2 years back, we had ODOT, that's when they were finishing up I-75 expansion, and we had Hamilton County Planning Development, Mr. Ferguson that came. So we are looking to see what it's going to look like. We're actually wanting to talk with those businesses and see what they would like, what they would actually like that luncheon or forum to look like. We want to be able to work with them, but address their needs and concerns that they have. But you raised a great question, Ms. Mitchell. Thank you for that. Anyone on this end? Okay. All right. All right. If there's
Madam
nothing
Mayor.
further, is there a motion to accept her report?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we're going to go into committee reports, and the first one is standing committee report for September from co-chair Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Thank you. The Safety Committee met September 20th, 2021. Myself and Ms. Baber were in attendance. We discussed concerns with security of the old Hilltop building on Leggett Avenue, and we did get word that that building had been secured. I rode by it and it was secured. Potholes update, the village manager updated us on the potholes being filled. There were a few that were filled for the parade. However, there are a few more that are going to be taken care of here soon. The Sheriff Department to report any of those potholes. Also, residents can report potholes as well. Fire Department, Woodlawn Assistant Fire Chief Carter Pittman reported in August 2021 there were 212 incidents, 75% increase from August of 2020. EMS calls were part of the increase. A significant increase in numbers for respiratory, trouble breathing, and positive COVID-19 cases. Of the total, the Village of Lincoln Heights had a total of 6 fire responses and 85 EMS responses during the month of August. The fire department received $120,000 of a firefighter's grant. Funding will be used for a new cascade system. Current cascade system is the second oldest in North America. An exhaust system will also be put into the firehouse with the grant. Hamilton County Sheriff reported that Lieutenant DePoli, he reported that the Hamilton County Sheriff, that's what happens when you copy and paste. Criminal reports, noteworthy incidents, no robberies or burglaries, 1 felonious assault, 1 reported rape, and July 12th, we had 12 thefts, 5 domestic violence, 38 criminal reports, 6 non-criminal reports, 10 arrests, and of these arrests, majority were from other communities. I think it was only 3 out of those that, maybe not even 3, that were from Lincoln Heights. We had 7 felony arrests and 9 misdemeanor arrests. We had 195 traffic contacts. 23% of them were cited to mayor's court. We will continue to monitor unauthorized parking on Leggett and Wayne, mainly the semi-trucks. We will continue bike control until the weather, patrol until weather gets bad. The recommendations are the sheriff will continue to engage residents and update on outcome of meetings with residents and sheriff. That's all I have to report.
Any questions for Vice Mayor regarding the safety report? If there's no questions, there's a motion on the floor to accept the report.
I move to accept the safety report.
We just had one comment, is that we got notification from Hamilton County that someone reported the village of Lincoln Heights to Hamilton County, to the Department of Treasury, that we used funds to purchase bikes. Just to let you know, to be assured that we used funds to purchase bikes under the CARES Act. That is not true. We purchased the bikes under the general fund. So we're sending documentation to support that to the county.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Any other questions?
He was in the middle of a motion.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, just in case y'all had to ask or anything else. So I'm going to go back to the motion. Motion to accept the safety report.
I move to accept the October safety report,
Second.
2021.
I'll second. It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay. Next is old business. Motion in order for the second reading of ordinance number 2021-04, ordinance prohibiting medical marijuana cultivators, processors, and retail dispensary establishments licensed under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 3796, within the village of Lincoln Heights. What's your pleasure, council?
Madam Chair, I have a question
Yes, ma'am.
for a point of clarity. Since this is the second reading, Mr. Desai,
You don't have to read it.
can we make a motion to go to suspend the rules at this point?
Yes, you may.
I motion that we suspend the rules regarding ordinance number.
We need to have our reading by title first.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking. Okay. I motion to hear ordinance number 21-0-4 by title only.
Second.
It's been moved and second to read by title only of ordinance 2021-04. Roll call, Ms. Randolph?
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Councilman Durant Daniels.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, ordinance number 2021-0-4, ordinance prohibiting medical marijuana cultivators, processors, and retail dispensary establishments licensed under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 3796, within the village of Lincoln Heights.
Any questions? Are there no questions? Motion to suspend the rules of ordinance number 2021-04.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Councilman Durant Daniels.
No.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 2 no. The motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
No.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson, Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 2 no. The motion does pass.
Motion to accept the emergency clause.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
No.
Councilwoman Tanya Key,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 2 no. The motion does pass.
Next for new business is resolution number 2021 R26. Before I go further, Mr. Desai, we had discussed in committee as a whole of doing a first reading request due to, as Ms. Powder had mentioned, regarding some verbiage in the memorandum agreement for deposit of the county funds. She wanted to have more time to look into the particular dates that they have listed along with deposits of maximum amounts, that she wanted to verify the dollar amounts. So that's why we're doing a first reading.
Yeah, I think whatever the pleasure of council is, obviously this is not effective until January 1st, 2022. However, I read through that memorandum of agreement as well, and it's why I struck Section 2 out of the original draft. So the way this reads now, you have at the end of Section 1, it says that the manager or finance director of the Village of Lincoln Heights is hereby authorized to open or cause to be opened one or more accounts with the bank on such terms, conditions, and agreements as the bank may now or hereafter require, and to make any other agreements deemed advisable in regard to any of the foregoing. So if it was council's pleasure to pass it tonight on an emergency basis, they could do so, and my anticipation was that the manager and I were going to go back to First Financial Bank to discuss this memorandum of agreement. I mean, just the title alone kind of threw me. We're not a county. Why does it say memorandum of agreement for county funds? So I imagine that this is I mean, as you notice, there's a number of typos in it as well. You know, there's double periods at the very end. There's a comma, nothing, and then another comma. So I have a feeling, you know, some attorney a long time ago drafted something, and a bank officer has since, you know, edited, revised it, and this is what we've got. And I think it's just probably a pretty simple thing to clarify with them. So rather than, you know, burdening council with having to come back to this again, again, if it so pleases council, there's no harm in passing it tonight on an emergency basis, because the language in Section 1 authorizes Ms. Pope and Ms. Powdrell to, you know, negotiate, enter into whatever ancillary agreements are necessary. And Ms. Powdrell always, of course, consults with me whenever there's a question about a contract or an agreement of some sort. So if you want a recommendation, my recommendation would be to go ahead and pass it tonight.
Vice Mayor?
I appreciate your recommendation, but I'm not comfortable with those numbers and everything, passing it today. If we don't have to, it's not, we got time. I say let's work through the paperwork and make sure our visual is what it's supposed to be before we vote on something. That's just my opinion.
Council? Anyone else?
Mayor.
Yes, Ms.
You know,
Mitchell?
I agree with the vice mayor, you know, because it is attached. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mention that in the section, but I think we need to have whatever's attached correct. So either we can have a second reading or just simply table it to the next meeting?
Well, I think tonight you're just up for a first reading, so.
Yeah,
at
first
the-
reading.
Yeah, so at the, what would that be, November 9th, I think, the November 9th meeting? That's when we would be able to come back and amend the legislation, and I'm sure between now and then, Ms. Powder will get some feedback from First Financial Bank. So whatever pleases council, I just wanted to let you know that you don't need to hold it up for that if you're comfortable with allowing Ms. Powder and I to take it from here.
I think I'm comfortable with just a first reading. We had discussed it in committee of the whole. I don't think I would rather see it corrected. So it's going to be the pleasure of council, so we'll motion to do the first reading of Resolution 2021 R26, and we'll go from there.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Councilman Durance Daniels.
Yes.
Councilwoman Tanya Key.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
Mayor, just a
Seven.
point of clarification, that
I'm
was a
sorry,
motion.
7. I apologize, 7.
That was a motion to read by title only, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize. 7 aye votes. I can go ahead? Okay. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2021-R-26. Resolution designating First Financial Bank, National Association as a depository of the Village of Lincoln Heights.
If there's not a second, we're going to move on. All right. Okay. All right, so next is any miscellaneous business? All right, if there's no miscellaneous business, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Who made the first?
Mr. Baker.
Move in second. All in favor? Any nays? Ayes have it. Good night.
Good night. 8:30.